Finding your calling isn't about choosing a career path, it's about uncovering the life you're meant to live. Chasing financial success without a deep-seated purpose is like chasing a mirage, it always seems just out of reach. Most people wake up each day feeling utterly adrift, a far bigger problem than they realize. If your daily routine is dictated solely by the need to earn a paycheck, pay bills, or simply conform, you're heading in the wrong direction. Choosing a career often means succumbing to external pressures, family expectations, market salaries, the desperate need for security. But discovering your vocation is different. It's like a dormant part of you finally waking up. It's an inner epiphany, a knowing that comes from within, not from the outside world. I remember that moment vividly. On the surface, my life was a success story. I owned a cleaning business, earning more money than I ever dreamed possible. Yet, I felt an unbearable emptiness. Something whispered, "This isn't it." This feeling lingered until one day, the truth dawned on me, it wasn't the money that fueled me. It was watching my employees thrive, helping them set goals, manage their finances, believe in their own potential. My mission wasn't cleaning offices, it was inspiring people. It wasn't a sudden decision, but a gradual unfolding. This is the crux of it, your vocation reveals itself when you start listening to your inner voice. Have you noticed how many people fear silence, the solitude of their own thoughts? It's not a coincidence. Silence forces us to confront questions we'd rather avoid. What do I truly love? Would my life have meaning if it ended tomorrow? Why do I even get out of bed each day? Many choose the noise, the routine, the inertia, to avoid these questions. The brutal truth is simple, those who don't discover their purpose become slaves to someone else's. No matter how hard they work, money won't flow naturally. The universe rewards aligned intentions, not blind effort. Ironically, many claim they lack the time to discover their purpose, citing overwhelming schedules. Yet, they find ample time for social media, complaining about their jobs, and countless unproductive activities. My challenge to you is simple, yet profound. Wake up an hour earlier, grab a notebook, find a quiet space, and write honestly, if I could make a living doing what I love most, what would it be? Nothing might come at first, but with time, your mind will reveal answers. Childhood memories, suppressed passions, ideas once deemed absurd but now igniting your heart. You'll be surprised by what silence can unearth. Stanford University research shows that people with a defined purpose are more resilient to stress, healthier, and more likely to achieve financial success. This doesn't surprise me. When you live with purpose, everything changes. You stop comparing yourself to others, stop trying to fit into predetermined molds, and start acting from a place of authentic self. Your life gains meaning, you attract the right people and opportunities, and money becomes a consequence, not the primary goal. So, honestly ask yourself, are you living your vocation, or just repeating what's been imposed upon you? This question might be uncomfortable, but it's crucial. On the other side of that answer lies a fulfilling life, where you don't frantically chase money because it flows to you naturally. It all starts by shifting from deciding to discovering. Have you truly considered why you wake up each day? Not the automatic response of work, bills, or obligation, but the deep, underlying reason. What ignites your enthusiasm? For many, the answer is nothing. That's the biggest clue that your life is disconnected from your purpose. Most people merely exist, not live. They are on autopilot, rushing through life, glued to their phones, minds consumed by obligations. This cycle repeats endlessly until they ask, "What did I do with my life?" But then it's too late. You need to discover your purpose, your why. It will give meaning to everything. When you discover your true purpose, waking up changes from a burden to a blessing. You wake up not to escape debt, but because something grand awaits you, something that moves you, excites you, challenges you, and fulfills you. I took this seriously. It wasn't a quick meditation or superficial conversation. I retreated to a ranch in Clear Lake Oaks, California, for 3 days, completely dedicated to discovering and writing down, with absolute clarity, my purpose. I wrote, to live and work in a thriving environment that encourages productivity and joy, so that I may better serve my family, company, community, nation, and ultimately, the world. This phrase didn't come from books or seminars, it came from deep within. Since then, every decision is guided by this principle. But the remarkable thing is, you don't need to isolate yourself for 3 days. Simply dedicate time to yourself, choose a moment to disconnect from the noise, detach from the world, and honestly ask, if no one were watching, what would I love to do every day of my life? The answer may be a whisper or a shout, but it will come. And when it does, everything changes. The feeling of being lost, behind, living someone else's life disappears. You understand your purpose. It's not about a packed schedule or working long hours, it's about knowing your why. It's about working with meaning, loving the process, building something bigger than yourself. Research from the University of California shows that people with a sense of purpose live longer, have better mental and physical health, and experience greater well-being. It's no coincidence. When you wake up with a strong why, your body responds, your mind clears, your energy increases. You stop resisting life and start flowing with it. And the most interesting thing is that when you find your purpose, motivation pursues you. Ever felt the urge to walk away from it all and start over, but didn't know where to begin? Perhaps it's not a desire to quit, but your soul saying, you're living outside your purpose. I've seen this happen with hundreds of people. They quit jobs they hated, moved to new cities, started from scratch, and for the first time, felt truly alive. Life takes on vibrant new colors when you understand your purpose. Believe me, you have a purpose. It may be buried under years of obligations, fears, traumas, or insecurities, but it's there, inside you, waiting for the right moment. And maybe that moment is now. You don't earn money because you lack a clear purpose. It may sound harsh, but it's the wake-up call many need. Most believe they lack money due to a lack of opportunity, time, education, or luck. But that's not it. What's missing is clarity of direction, of who you are, what you want, and why you do what you do. When you don't know why you wake up, the universe doesn't know what to offer you. Do you feel like you're constantly chasing something you can never quite reach? A constant anxiety of working hard, striving, yet never feeling like it's enough? That happens when you're moving without a solid foundation. Real, lasting, abundant money doesn't come to those who are lost. I experienced this firsthand. I earned a lot with my cleaning business, but ironically, it didn't fulfill me. It was like winning the wrong game. Only when I realized my purpose was to teach, inspire, and awaken people's potential did money flow naturally, a consequence, not a goal. Many get lost in the obsession with income formulas, strategies, and shortcuts, forgetting that it all starts from within. Money isn't the end goal, but a reflection of your clarity, your alignment with your true mission. How many people do you know who work relentlessly and remain in debt? Now, think about how many seem to do everything with ease and prosper. The difference isn't in the amount of work, but in the intention, the energy emitted, which stems from purpose. I created a weekly streaming club because I realized hundreds, thousands of people were seeking to learn and connect, feeling that something inside was ready to awaken. That realization turned into an idea, aligned with my purpose, generating impact, transformation, and wealth. When you live with purpose, you become magnetic, you stop chasing money, and it flows toward you because you have something real to offer, something that comes from the soul, not from need. Even fatigue changes. You might work more, but feel less drained. Why? Because purpose is the most powerful fuel there is. Look at the great names who transformed the world and became wealthy in the process. Steve Jobs wasn't trying to make money with technology, but to change the world through creativity and simplicity. Elon Musk wasn't thinking about selling cars, but transforming mobility and impacting the future of the planet. They became wealthy because they operated with mission clarity. That clarity set them apart from millions who tried the same thing for the sake of wealth. Think of brilliant, talented people frustrated in jobs they hate. What did they lack? Purpose. Without purpose, all effort is wasted. It's rowing without direction. A study published in the Journal of Psychological Science shows that people with a defined purpose have higher income and personal satisfaction. They make more strategic decisions, save better, have more discipline, because they don't just react to the world, they build something. And that building begins with a question: what do you love so much that you would do it for free and still give your best? Maybe you don't have the answer yet. That's okay. But understand, it's within you. Until you find it, any money will be unstable, insufficient, or hard-earned. Discover your purpose, and money will seek you out. Because you'll cease to be just another person, and become someone who knows exactly why they are here. If you do what everyone else does, you're moving in the opposite direction of your purpose. Perhaps that explains why your life seems stagnant despite your efforts. Society is designed to create copies. School, the system. The market, they encourage a mold, a standard path: study, get a job, work until retirement, and repeat. But no one asks if that path is yours. No one teaches you to reflect: does this really resonate with me? Or am I repeating it because everyone else does? I'm not saying this from theory, but because I've seen it happen countless times, including with myself. In the beginning, when I worked in cleaning, my life seemed stable to outsiders. I made money, I had a business. But something was wrong. It was like following someone else's script. I realized this when I asked myself, why am I doing this? The answer didn't come immediately, but the question began to gnaw at me, eroding the false sense of security. It was this discomfort that propelled me, because it indicates you're living outside your purpose. Many get stuck because stepping out of autopilot requires courage, going against the grain, making decisions that may not make sense to anyone except you. I remember a striking story. Years ago, my daughter started working at a tech company. One day, she brought home an internal newsletter. I read the editor's name, Bessie Tamaris. The last name seemed familiar. I asked her to inquire if her father was Marinus Tamaris. Days later, she returned, shocked: "Dad, you won't believe it. It was him. Marinus was an immigrant I met while cleaning offices for $1 an hour, $1. He couldn't drive, barely spoke English. Believe in him. I taught him to drive, helped him start his own business. Years later, he owned several companies, was wealthy, respected. But most importantly, he had discovered what he wanted from life. It all started when he stopped following others and began writing his own story. Stop surviving, start creating. When you pour your heart into what truly moves you, you ditch the autopilot and find your own rhythm. This isn't just about feeling good, it's a power shift that completely transforms your energy, your presence, and ultimately, your results. But trying to tackle everything at once? Recipe for disaster. You'll be overwhelmed, scattered, and ultimately going nowhere. So, when those ideas, and they will come when you connect with your purpose, write them down, organize them, prioritize, and choose just one the one that ignites you. Your goal, remember, is just a slice of your purpose in action, one step towards your vision. You don't have to change the world overnight, just take that first step out of the rut. Feeling discouraged? I get it. But this isn't your forever story. You can create something different, but it won't happen by doing what everyone else is doing and expecting results that only purpose-driven people achieve. The world doesn't need more automatons, it needs the real you. And only you can give yourself permission to be that person. So, are you going to stick to someone else's script, or finally write your own? The transformation you crave begins the moment you stop repeating and start living intentionally. You weren't born to be a copy, you have a purpose. And when you discover it, everything aligns: your energy, your focus, your prosperity, your peace. Nothing external will fill that void if you're not connected to your inner fire. If this resonated, the next video will delve deeper, taking you a step further on this journey, a little better than when you started. And those little steps, added up, change a whole life. Thanks for being here, I'll see you in the next one. Let's do this.